Imagine a world where the law was the blade and loyalty was bought with plunder. Now, imagine within that brutal chaos a radical experiment in self-governance, forged not by philosophers or kings, but by the most notorious outlaws of the sea, pirates. For a fleeting, audacious period, the Caribbean became home to an unlikely democratic republic, a haven of buccaneers in Nassau, challenging the might of empires with their own unique brand of freedom. This isn't just a tale of adventure. It's the untold story of how the very embodiment of lawlessness created a society that, for a time, remarkably, worked. The early 18th century brought a sudden end to lucrative European wars, unleashing thousands of battle-hardened privateers into unemployment. With skills honed in plunder but no legitimate income, many saw little choice but to turn their cannons on any vessel. This desperate transition fueled the golden age of piracy, a violent yet defiant response to a world that offered them only poverty or servitude. It was a chaotic era, but one that paradoxically harbored the seeds of a radical new social order. At the epicenter of this burgeoning piracy was Nassau, Bahamas. Its labyrinthine, shallow harbor was a natural fortress, impenetrable to large naval ships, and conveniently abandoned by official oversight. By 1715, it had become a bustling, lawless city, a sanctuary where pirates could reprovision, sell their loot, and plot their next raids, all beyond the reach of imperial authority. Nassau wasn't merely a hideout. It was the crucible where a unique, self-governing pirate society would astonishingly take root. The men drawn to the black flag, disillusioned sailors, escaped slaves, the destitute, shared a common contempt for oppressive authority. On their ships, they forged a radical new system. Captains were elected by the crew, not appointed, and could be deposed. Decisions were often made by popular vote. This wasn't merely practical. It was a profound rejection of the autocratic rule prevalent in the navies and merchant fleets of the era, laying the groundwork for a startlingly democratic form of governance. Central to this rogue society were the Articles of Agreement, a strict, self-imposed code of conduct drafted and voted upon by the entire crew. These articles detailed everything, from equitable division of plunder to punishments for infractions. Crucially, they also ensured a rudimentary form of social welfare, providing compensation for injuries. Far from pure anarchy, this written code functioned as a surprising social contract, a stark contrast to the brutal, unwritten rules of traditional maritime life. From Nassau's chaotic freedom emerged legendary figures who shaped its destiny. Benjamin Hornigold, an experienced privateer, mentored many. But none commanded more fear than Edward Teach, Blackbeard, whose strategic genius and terrifying image made him a de facto warlord. Charles Vane, fiercely independent, embodied the defiant spirit of the era. These charismatic figures, alongside others like Calico Jack, weren't just captains. They were the informal leaders of a burgeoning, albeit volatile, confederacy of pirates. For a few audacious years, Nassau reigned as the undisputed Republic of Pirates. It lacked formal government, but operated as a powerful confederacy of captains coordinating raids, sharing intelligence, and defending their haven. They openly challenged the great maritime empires, disrupting vital trade routes, and even engaging royal warships. Their collective strength and shared defiance created a formidable, self-governing dominion, demonstrating that even a society of outlaws could effectively operate and thrive under its own radical rules. Such brazen defiance could not be endured. The British Crown, facing immense economic losses and colonial humiliation, moved to reclaim its authority. In 1718, Woodes Rogers, a former privateer, was appointed governor of the Bahamas with a clear mandate: eradicate piracy. His strategy combined force with a powerful lure: the king's royal pardon, offering forgiveness to any pirate who renounced their lawless life. This move would be the ultimate test for the fragile pirate republic. Rogers' offer of the king's pardon fractured the pirate ranks. Benjamin Hornigold, ever pragmatic, accepted and became a ruthless pirate hunter. Many others, weary of the gallows, followed. But for figures like Charles Vane and Blackbeard, the pardon was a capitulation to tyranny. Vane famously defied Rogers, burning a ship in Nassau harbor as a fiery statement of refusal before escaping. The once unified republic was now irreversibly split between those seeking forgiveness and those clinging fiercely to their hard-won freedom. With Nassau secured, the hunt intensified for the unpardoned. Blackbeard, after a brief, cynical acceptance of a pardon, returned to terrorizing the coasts of North Carolina, becoming a legend in his final, bloody engagements. Charles Vane, pursued relentlessly, eventually met his end on the gallows in Jamaica. The year 1718 marked the bloody demise of the most notorious pirate captains and, with them, the audacious experiment in self-governance. The black flag was lowered, and the era of the Republic of Pirates drew to a violent close. Though short-lived and born of violence, Nassau's pirate republic left an extraordinary legacy. Its articles of agreement, elected leadership, and communal welfare schemes reveal a surprisingly democratic and egalitarian social contract. These radical concepts, born of desperation and defiance against an oppressive world, offer a fascinating glimpse into early attempts at self-governance. The pirates, for all their brutality, inadvertently forged a unique social experiment, a testament to the enduring human quest for freedom and autonomy, even in the most unlikely of places. The story of Nassau's pirate republic is a paradox, a society of outlaws who, for a time, lived by a code more democratic and egalitarian than many established nations of their era. They built a sanctuary of rebellion, a haven of self-rule born from a shared rejection of tyranny. While their reign was ultimately crushed by the empires they defied, their audacious experiment left an indelible mark. It serves as a stark reminder that even in the most lawless corners of history, the human desire for freedom and self-determination can forge extraordinary, if fleeting, societies. A testament to radical ideas born of desperate times.